Okay, so I'm starting my first altered project for 2015, and I've been wanting to do altered tins for quite some time. I have not done any since I started crafting, and Claudene, who is nskaykrafts here on YouTube, and Laurie Moore, her blog More Art from the Heart, and she's also here on YouTube, and they both have done just some beautiful tin work. So I've been really inspired by them and Pinterest as well. So I decided that this was the year I do stuff that I have not done before. Okay, so I have an altered to tin. So this is just a really cheapy dollar tin that I got from the Dollar Tree store last year, and it is It had like a really bold graphic design. I think it was like a Sesame Street character on it. So I did gesso it just because I wanted to have that process done. I didn't know what I was going to do yet. Last month I got quite a few of the Deco Art Media antiquing creams, and I bought like 6 colors of them. So another person who I love and adore, and I'm fairly new to him, is Andy Skinner, and he represents this line, and I just love his art. So I'm going to kind of incorporate some of his techniques on this tin, and the first thing I'm going to do is I've got to add some texture. Because to do what I want to do with these antiquing creams, you really do need to have some texture on here. So I was thinking about doing just a stencil design with modeling paste. But I'm out of modeling paste right now, and I don't want to wait. So I think what I'm going to do is, and I could use the spackle or whatever it was that I had from Lowe's, but I don't really like the way it stands up underneath the stencil. So I'm thinking, I still may do that, but what I'm thinking is I want to add texture by using some of the hardware tapes. So like I have this drywall joint compound tapes. So I think I'm just going to start, just tearing off some strips, and that's the great thing about this tape right here, is that you can just, tear it because it's paper. Not so with this one. You need scissors for it. It's kind of like a nylon or something, some kind of material like that. But I think what I'm going to do is just go around and apply this and I'm also going to put a layer of matte medium on this, or Collage Page, and then stick it on just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. So after that's done, I'll be back. Okay, so this is how my tin turned out with all the tape on it. I did go over it with a matte medium just to kind of secure everything in place, because this isn't the strongest adhesive on these hardware store tapes. So, and I did leave the inside alone. I haven't done anything with this yet. I'm thinking I'm going to line this with paper and maybe do just a little exterior something or other. Maybe alcohol inks. I don't know yet. But right now I'm just focusing on the outside. And I wanted to just show you how I'm putting the texture on here. And Andy Skinner's video for the rusty patina look that I want to go for, he uses a light gray paint. And I don't have a light gray, and I can't believe all these paints that I have, I don't have one single light gray acrylic ink color, except what is in, it just hit me. I was getting ready to mix black and white to make my own gray, but then I just remembered, I never remember my Montana paint markers, and I loved using these so much in my art journals after I got these over a year ago. And so I hardly ever use them, but this one is Iron Curtain, and it's the perfect gray. I mean, it looks exactly like the gray color that Andy uses in his video. So I'm gonna hope that I can get the ink out on this. And it is very fluid still. Because like I said, I haven't used these for a while. So I'm just going to paint the entire surface. And I'm going to do the top first, let it dry, and then flip it over and do the back. Just so I can make sure I hit everything. And not miss anything because my grubby fingerprints are getting all over it. But, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint this entire thing, this color right here, and let it dry. And then I'll be back. So this is dry now, and this is what it looks like. Ain't much to look at right now, that's for sure. Ugly gray. But what I'm going to do now is take the Deco Art Antiquing Cream in Carbon Black, and I'm going to squeeze a little out here. And paint it. I'm going to need more than that. I can already tell. And I'm going to paint over this entire thing. And I'm going to have to really get in. And that's the whole point of putting all the texture on, so that you have the deep crevices for the antiquing cream to go in. Because once this antiquing cream has dried, then you go in with the damp cloth and remove it. Or rub over it, whatever. So you really want to make sure you get in all those little holes and all those places that could get missed if you just brushed it over like I'm doing right here. So you really want to get in there. And I'll put the link down below to Andy Skinner's video. He has some really great techniques. And I am currently doing his Book of Ruination class, online class. And I'm certainly enjoying it. And I'll share that project once it's done. I just got too much stuff going on right now. Okay, I'm going to have to squeeze some more paint out, so I'm going to finish this, let it dry, and I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm going to get a little bit closer. So now I have a couple of paper towels out that I've gotten damp. Not soaking wet, just damp. And this is dry now, so this is what this looks like right now. Now it's just an ugly black. Okay. And I'm going to start with this damp cloth. Rubbing this off. But Andy stresses the point that you really shouldn't take off too much. You just want it where it's still going to be, you know, the cracks and everything is still going to have that black in it. Which is what's happening here. Just move on to a clean spot here. Just going all around. You can do this as light or as dark as you want, so however much you want to take off. Now, I'm going to let this dry. There's a lot of doing this, letting it dry. There's a lot of processes to this to get this look I'm going for. But what I'm going to do right now is... Ugh. Okay, so what, oh, my tape caught here. I didn't do a good job sealing some of this. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to let this dry. This is what it looks like so far. And then once it dries, instead of coming back and doing it and then stopping again, letting it dry, I'm just going to let you know I'm going to put the Ultra Matte Varnish over this. And then after it dries, I'm going to do one more antiquing step. So I'll be back for that. Okay, so now I'm going to use the quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold in the Golden product because I don't have the quinacridone Gold in the media line. So, ooh, that may be too much. I need a brush. Brushy, brushy, brushy. Oh, let's get a bigger one than that. Ackers, where are all my brushes? Alright, let's just come over here and get this one. Alright. I don't know. That may not be enough. Okay. Yeah, I guess I did have enough. Okay, I'm going to find something else to put the rest of this on so it doesn't go to waste. Oh, I got too much in that. Okay. So this is all done now. So I've just kind of got a little, you know, coating of that over this. So I gotta wait for it to dry. And then I'll do the next step. And we're getting close to it being done. So, okay, I'll be back. Okay, so now this is dry. So now I'm coming in with the antiquing cream in white, titanium white. Just gonna dab it on there. Stick my hand in here. Kind of like that same process I was doing before. This is just multi-layers of antiquing and aging, so okay, I'm not going to make you watch paint dry, so I'm going to do the other side, let it dry, and be back. Okay, I know this doesn't look like a clean cloth, but it really is. Because it does have a lot of paint on it. Just spraying it. Just so you can get an idea of how that's looking. I really like the way that looks. Just have to keep working different areas of your rag that are clean. If you watch Andy's video, he'll explain that. Yeah, I really like that. I mean, it really does look like this is an aged piece. This is a really cool technique. Pretty darn time consuming, but I think I'm going to try to get some more off the top here. Ooh, not that much. Took off too much on that. A lot of this is going to be covered up anyway. I'm going to be too concerned about that. This is my front cover, so this is the one that's going to have all the, you know, be pretty heavily embellished. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the outside. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do here on the inside, and probably going to just do some painting on the inside around the edges so I don't have to paper it, because that's going to be a little too tedious, and I've already done a lot of tedious right here. And I'm going to line it with some paper, and then I'm going to embellish the outside, so I probably won't be back with any more of this process, because that's just, you know, doing what's, you know, decorating it to your own tastes. And so, alright, I'll be back. Okay, so what I did is I cut out a couple of pieces from this Poetic Postage stack that I bought, oof, wow, a while ago, a year ago maybe. That just goes to show how long it takes before I finally use, because this is the first time I've used a piece of paper from it. So what I did is I cut a couple of pieces out that I wanted to use on the inside. I thought this paper line went really well with my little box here. So, and I like the way this has, like, it says secrets on it, and I like just the little collage right here we've got going on there. So, and again, the colors are just perfect. So that's what I'm using on the inside. But, and I'm gonna, you know, be laying this out like so, but I need to color the inside of this now. Now the problem is that when you start coloring, you know, inside these tins that close like this, is that anything you do, the paint's gonna like rub on your closure here. So, I don't really know what to do about that. So if anybody has any tips, let me know. But right now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mix black gesso and this bronze paint. I'm going to mix the two together and use that to just kind of paint around the sides here so that none of this white is showing. And then I'll be back when it's all done. Okay, so this is how my inside of my box turned out. Painting the around the edges there with that black gesso mixed with the copper paint. And then I just ran my pieces of paper through the Xyron and stuck them down. Now, I screwed the pooch here. Here is my front cover, all decorated. But what I did is, when I started gluing my pieces down, I got my orientation all screwed up. It was supposed to be this way. And the door handle, doorknob, drawer pull, whatever you want to call it, was supposed to be on the side that wasn't hinged so that you could pull it to open the box up, and it'd be like that. So you really have to pay attention when you're doing this kind of a thing, because I did not pay attention and I wound up this way instead. So now it's upside down. This is on the wrong side of the box. So anyway, what I did is I just took a bunch of metal pieces, some gears, my little steampunk owl, a little game spinner, this little ostrich feather, this drawer pull, the corners, and I used a vintage antiquing copper on it so that it was all uniform, because this is a very monotone look. And then I used the antiquing medium, just like I did for my box, only in the patina color. So that's why you see like that blue-green color underneath, because that's kind of the look I was going for. It's just like a little patina look. And then I also had this bottle cap, resin bottle cap, that has the steampunk image in there that I had done in my embellishments quite a while back. So I'm starting to use some of those pieces. And this is how it turned out. And I just used E6000 and glossy accents to get everything adhered down. And then because it was so flat and monotone, I did use some flat back crystals right here, and all in the same color, just as the centerpiece, and where normally brads would go through on the drawer pull here, just to give it that little pop and little bling there, so just to break it up a little bit. But that's how it turned out. So if you have any questions, just leave a question. If you have any questions, just leave it below in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer anything that I didn't cover here. And also put the links down below in the description of my video to some of the things that I had mentioned already in my video prior. So just let me know. All right, you guys, I'll see you later.